You're listening to the Telltale Podcast. Don't forget to check me out on all social media, on Patreon, on Teespring, and on Etsy. All links can be found on my website, telltaleatheist.com, or in the podcast's description. Let me give you guys my story as a YouTuber. I'll tell you my story as a YouTuber. When I was coming up in YouTube, I was really small. In fact, before I even started my channel, I was watching a lot of Armored Skeptic, a lot of Logic. Well, I watched some Sargon of Akkad and other YouTubers who were kind of in the same circles at that time. Even though Sargon wasn't really an atheist YouTuber, I also watched Cult of Dusty, interestingly enough. And honestly, Cult of Dusty did a lot for me back then. Like, I bought his shirts, and I wore them to college, and my teachers hated me for it. But he did a lot for me. Now, Cult of Dusty's gone in a different direction at this point that I can't follow, but I benefited from what he did back then, so I've got to put that on record. Eventually, all of the YouTubers that I watched either went in a different direction or disappeared completely. Like, they just stopped talking about atheism and started talking about anti-SJW shit. And honestly, I followed him there at first. Like, I was right there with him. I was like, yeah, the SJWs, they're crazy and all that other shit. I followed him there. Over time, I came to realize that it was all complete bullshit. And nobody was talking about atheism. And that's what I needed at that point in my life. That's what I was on YouTube in that community to see. I wasn't there to see Sargon shitting on SJWs. So I started my own YouTube channel. I decided to be the one to talk about it since nobody else was. And I think I got to about 40 subscribers before Logic picked me up and brought me into a group chat on Skype to talk and hang out with a bunch of other people there. Just a bunch of smaller YouTubers, a bunch of others. Professor Stick was there, and Logic, of course, and Logic's wife, Eseth Original, was there, and Martimer81 was there, Atticus Blake, a bunch of us were there. And I got my first shout out from Logic. I was at 40 subscribers. It was about 6 o'clock at night. I went to the store to pick something up. I was gone an hour, and when I got home, I had 120 subscribers, and it was just mind-blowing. Like, I hadn't turned emails off yet for subscriptions. Like, every time somebody new subscribed was getting an email, I had like 60, 70, 80 emails in my inbox, and I was just blown away because he shouted me out on Twitter. It wasn't even in a video. But somebody in that group, there were some YouTubers who made it, some who didn't really move forward with it at all, and then there were just some people who were fans, who were just fans and there hanging out talking to us. When I was at 40 subscribers, I was a lot less careful about my personal information, because like I was gonna make anything out of YouTube, like it was gonna go anywhere. Why would I care? So I was just like passing around my information, didn't really care, didn't really matter to me. One of the people in that group told me that his house burned down. He sent me an article to the news story showing me that his house burned down. And I felt so bad for the dude that I bought him a laptop, brand new, from Dell, and shipped it to him, which meant he had my information, like my address and everything. And I was good friends with him for a while. I came to find that he was very, very different from me politically. Like, we did not line up at all politically. I've always been pretty left-wing. He's very, very right-wing. It didn't matter too much to me. I always believe in talking to people, talking through things anyways, regardless of their political beliefs, because as Mr. Atheist has said, he would still be a right-wing nutcase or an anti-SJW if he hadn't had friends to talk to him through all of that. If he hadn't had left-wing friends or trans friends or gay friends to talk to him and be friends with him through that, he would still be there. So I have always believed in talking to everybody and being friends with everybody, no matter how politically extreme they are, because that's how you get them out. I've always believed in talking to Jehovah's Witnesses, talking to Mormons, being friends with them, because that is how you help them get out. So I talked to this dude. I was good friends with him. I played StarCraft 2 with him all the time, like every night for months. We played until we burned that game out. Like, we weren't even interested in it at a certain point. And then his house burned down, and I bought him that laptop because I know that you need a laptop to get a job, to search for a new house. You need a laptop for a whole lot, including playing StarCraft with your friends. So I bought him that laptop, and we played StarCraft for a while after that still. And eventually, things just kind of dropped off. Like, we kind of just stopped talking as much. You know, I didn't use Skype. I used Skype for other things on different accounts for business and stuff. And that's basically all he used. So every now and then I'd get on Skype and I'd message him and I'd be like, hey, why don't you get on Discord? Because I'm on Discord all the time. I sent him an invite link to like my Discord and everything. And he was like, oh, I don't have a microphone. I was like, it doesn't matter. You don't need a mic for Discord. Just come on there and we'll hang out and talk and whatever. And he never did, I don't think. Well, fairly recently, within the past like 6 months or so, he took that personal information that he had from like me sending him that laptop and provided that information to some extremist groups. He gave extremist groups the tools that they need to find my address and phone number. He did it on Facebook, and he did it on Twitter and other places. And then I got this phone call earlier, this voicemail. It's probably nothing. It's probably some dickhead trying to mess with me, but the fact that there are extremist groups out there who hate me, who want to see me dead, and he provided the information they needed to make it happen is fucking scary. So, I just wanted to put it on record. I actually called the FBI and told them because they're supposed to handle cyber crimes. I told them the situation and they were like, okay, we've documented it. Thank you. And that's about it. They just moved on with their lives and expect me to move on with mine too, I guess. So anyway, I guess I'll get some cameras. I don't know. Honestly, it's probably nothing, but there are extremist groups out there who want me dead and also have the means to do it. So, take that for what you will.